Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome to the Fly With Us podcast. This podcast is bringing the art of conversation, self love, self care, mental health care and protection, life lessons, love lessons, and everything in between. Today, we're going to talk about detoxifying yourself and what that means. I'm Lady Bounce.
And I am Picket Fence. Today's mindfulness minute is go on a detox. Detoxification diets are a day, week, or a month long venture to purge, purify, replenish the body. The practice of purifying the body for health improvement, disease prevention, and even spiritual purification is a worldwide practice that is growing in popularity today. The focus is on detoxification, improving system functioning, and weight loss, with the deal result being an optimized state of health, which you improve everything from breathing and digestion to thought process and energy levels. There are many types of detoxes that you can choose from, like juicing, souping, whole foods, maybe it's sugar free, and so on and so on. Now, that's mostly talking about health, but there are other detoxes that you can go on. You can detox from television. If you saw our episode a couple of weeks ago where we had a special guest, Saran Baker, she talked about she doesn't watch TV on Sundays. Sunday takes up a lot of your time when you could be doing things that are more beneficial to yourself. You could detox from social media. You can detox from bad or negative people. So let's jump into it. What does detoxing mean to you?
To
What do you
me, it's
say?
exactly what you said. It's you know, it's watching what I eat. And even if I indulge in my favorite self-care activity, which is eating, that Reese cup and listening to music, then I'm only gonna eat two. I'm not gonna eat, a king size or a whole 5 pack in one sitting. So it's about, doing things in moderation, cutting out things and people that I know are not good for me mentally or physically. And it becomes a physical thing when you are around people that don't uplift you mentally. That leads into different physical ailments because that person is draining you mentally. Your body follows suit. Where the mind goes, the body goes. So if you're hanging around with people that are not fulfilling you, mentally and spiritually, and they're not fueling you as a person, then that could lead to, to poor physical health in a lot of ways. It could also lead you into having some physical harm actually done to you because you're hanging with the wrong person, you're running in the wrong circles, you're in the wrong place at the wrong time when something goes down, and now you are physically hurt, maybe even to the point of no return in some ways,
Mhm.
all because you chose the wrong people, that were not feeding you and feeding your spirit. Along with hanging out with people in the physical sense that don't feed your spirit is, and this is something that's hard to do because we as people, we're addicted to drama, but unfollowing those people on social media who don't mean you any good. Unfollowing those people who are all, full of doom and gloom. Everything that they talk about is also negative because that is going to affect your mental health, which is again going to affect your physical health. And that person who's living in that cycle of doom and gloom is so caught up in a cycle that they're not even realizing how their actions affect other people or how the things that they say affects other people because they're so caught up in going through it themselves, which is like any other person. If I'm going through something, I don't always have the wherewithal to stop and realize that somebody else is going through it too. So when it comes to even posting on social media when I'm going through something, I try not to put it on social media because I don't want it to affect somebody else in a negative way. I don't want it to bring somebody else down. And some things ain't nobody's business. So, but that's a whole nother show, a whole nother, topic in itself. But even even when it comes to celebrities, we tend to get really wrapped up in celebrity life and stories and folklore, as it relates to celebrities, and that's not always a good positive thing for our mind either. So you may want to unfollow, Kim Kardashian because her and her family are a hot mess. And you don't need that kind of negativity in your life. The way her and her sisters function is maybe not the way you and your sisters, want to function. So you have to be careful when you're watching other people do things. It tends to rub off on you, and it tends to, have you act like that, think like that, talk like that, using their slang, things of that nature. And so you have to cleanse yourself of that so you can get back to who you are and being who you really are at your genuine core. So that does mean,
Yeah,
some people you gotta unfollow, you gotta unfriend, you gotta uncousin, however you choose to do it. Those people that don't mean anything positive to you and to your life, they gotta go. I still love you. I just can't love you this close to me. I could love you from over there because right here I'm protecting this bubble. I'm protecting this vessel. So,
yeah, and I'm
that's
I'm a person who doesn't really follow celebrities anyway. Like I don't. If
I
celebrities that
know.
I know are music people, and I follow their music. You're always telling me you see what's something. No, I didn't, and I really don't care what do they got good music. And then there's some celebrities that I don't even consider celebrity, like you mentioned the Kardashians. I still could never figure out why these people were famous. So I don't get into that. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? I guess that's why I'm
I
not
only
in the
mention them
the
for a
in
frame of
crowd of
reference.
people. Oh yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
there are lots of people that talk about them and made them stars, and I don't even understand how they became celebrities in the first place, and what makes them a celebrity. I don't get it. So, but you are right. There, your regular people in your life, like if your family, your friends, could bring you into a bad mental space. So that is sometimes you have to just, even if you don't cut them off, you have to take a break so you can cleanse yourself of
Mm.
that. Now, when we're talking about regular detoxes, like you may come to your mind, like the mindfulness minute, I'm a person that tries to detox far as food wise, a couple times a year. I would like to do it every season, but I fall short of it every doing it every season, but at least twice a year. Um, and there are things that you can do, like say if you're juicing, or you're on a soup fast, or you're on a raw food fast. There's things that you could do to make that fast even better, like the mindfulness minute was talking about, that a lot of people use it for spiritual purification. You could take some time and, like you said, don't be on social media following celebrities. Instead of following a celebrity for a day or a week or however long you're doing it, take that same time that you were doing that and do some reading on a study or something that you always wanted to learn. Instead of
Mhm.
scrolling for an hour, um, learn Spanish for an hour. Do the Audible or any of those other where you can learn a foreign language. Instead of watching TV for several hours, read or go outside, get back reconnected with nature. Just go out there. Now, this one you won't want to do because it irritates you. Go out and listen to the birds in the morning.
Oh
Come
no,
on.
no, no.
Reconnect with, it doesn't have to be listening to birds, but go on a nature walk. And that's going to be beneficial for your health anyway, because it's exercise and that's self-care. Um, Instead of detox from going out, you know, you may be a
Mm.
person that hits the bar every week, which is nothing wrong. We've been doing a lot of barring since our kids have become adults, but that's us spending time together. But maybe instead of spending, because a lot of money at the bar, because lately we spent the grip at the bar, that we could get a bottle from the store and go have a picnic. A picnic. Black people don't do picnics,
Nah,
but we ain't gonna cook. We're
yeah,
gonna
we
have a
do.
basket and just chill. Because if I'm cooking,
Right,
that's gonna be too much work. Maybe we can buy some
right.
deli sandwiches and go sit on a park bench. And remember, we saw that one time we were out when you were filming that movie, the Savant's movie. Check out Added
Oh
Visions,
yeah.
the dope work. And there were some ladies. They had a little basket. They had a bottle of wine and probably some sandwiches. Some I couldn't see what they were eating on, but they had a basket and they had wine. They even bought their own glasses with them. And They didn't have to hit the bar. Because you know, a lot of times you're in a bar, it's louder, and you're hearing other people's conversation. People might be getting greasy on the couch or something, you know. But they, you know, get you your own bottle, detox from the world, get back to nature, you know. And that's what it looked like to me that they were doing. Instead of being at a restaurant or a club, it was more about them reconnecting with each other. Maybe they were friends that hadn't seen each other in a long time. Instead of going to a restaurant where it's a loud atmosphere, they were out at the park with a bottle of wine, catching up with each other, you know. So detox from the norm. That's another thing that you can do during any type of detoxification, like you were saying earlier, reconnect with who you are, and that not just personally who you are, but like I said, reconnect with a friend that you haven't talked to in a while, or do something that you like that you haven't done for a while. Say if you used to love to roller skate, maybe go out roller skating, while you're detoxing from social media. Instead of spending hours on social media, and don't take any pictures for social media. Just get out there and work those thighs and calves on that wood floor. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, and something you said just sparked another thought. When you are detoxing from different things, and you're getting back to yourself or getting back to nature, enjoy the moment without posting the moment. Mm-hmm. I know that we live for likes and loves, and we want to make it seem like our lives are so much more exciting than they really are, because that is the lure of social media. But we don't have to do that. You can go, to a concert and enjoy live music and put your phone down. Erykah Badu has a whole song about it. Said, I can make you put your phone down. Mm-hmm. So put your phone
I think Cooley the Curator says that in a Talk About It song. It's been so long since we've been out,
Just be out and enjoy the moment without trying to create a moment for social media. Just enjoy time with your friends. And if you do want to just post one pic, hey, me, caught up with an old friend today and it was great, for your own documentation purposes of your, self-care work, your self-work, maybe print that picture out and glue it in your journal. And then in your journal, underneath the picture, write how did you feel being on this outing with your friend? Or
I didn't catch that part. Say it again for the people. Take that picture instead of posting it, print it out.
Print it out. Put it in your journal. And then under the picture, write a caption. How did you feel this day? What did you and your friend talk about? Not gory details. Just
no. I got you. I think that is a fantastic idea. It not only is it good for memory purposes, it makes journaling creative too. Because a lot of times we've talked about journaling, and you just, at the end of the day, I don't feel like writing about what happened today, but you post that picture and you could just put a small little caption with it. Let that journal be your social media, and like I said, I don't know who's going to get your journal when you're dead and gone, but you've seen the hundreds of movies about people that are based off of finding people's journals in their attics and stuff. You know what I mean? And I think that makes it more meaningful, because most of the time people don't care what you're talking about anyway, unless you're the supposedly popular person. But you're supposed to be doing this for yourself.
Right.
And another idea to what you were saying is print that picture out, put it in a nice frame, and give it to that friend that you had a chance to reconnect with.
Yeah.
Back in the day, Grandma had... Back in the day, Grandma had 1,000 pictures on the wall, from every family reunion, every Olin Mills, Kmart, Walmart picture, to every school picture, to every cookout on the 4th of July. That was social media before it was social media. They had the photo album with the adhesive cover thing, and what I'm saying, because the memories are more meaningful. You go over Aunt
Yes.
Joanne's house and you that long coffee table that you probably bust your head on before, and you reach under and get the photo album. Then all the kids have their own photo albums of all the years of them growing up separately.
Mm-hmm.
That's yeah, yeah. That's some stuff right there. But now it's about I don't even know what it's about. Like I said, I'm not that connected. But yeah, it's a reconnecting to yourself. I think you said it earlier, and I think that's the most important part. The most important thing that happens to you in a detoxification, if whether especially when it comes to fasting. I know that the longest I fast before was like 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, something like that, almost a month, and you really get clarification in your mind, like the mindfulness minute says, is that you really clears up your thought process when you have like a juice or a soup fast. A lot of people say you shouldn't deprive yourself like that, but who are they to say that? When you, if you're somebody that has done it, you know the experience you get when you do it, and you won't fail that drug test at work. You won't fail. It's like a high that that it's hard to really explain, but you won't fail that drug test at work. They're not going to test you for not eating.
Okay, so let's get into another detox that you could do, which for me is one of my favorites because it's part of my favorite self care. Is entertainment, music, movies, TV. Saul Williams has a really dope poem about how your diet is more than just what you physically ingest, what you put in your mouth, chew and swallow, and your body processes. Your diet consists of everything that you've put in your mind. So we talked about, getting back to nature, going to hang out with friends, enjoying the moment. Well, there's another section of detoxing that it's something that you just kind of do on your own. I mean, you could do it with a friend, but it's more for your own self. Clean out your CD collection or your MP3s. Check what you're listening to. Check the subject matter that your favorite artists talk about. Sometimes those things that they produce are not productive for our minds. Now, it is, I make a joke about you know, listening to, like Jay-Z or something in my car on my way to work, and I'm trapping on my way to go teach these kids, and it's like, ha ha ha, it's funny. But on the norm, I try to stay away from music like that. I try to stay away from music that isn't feeding my mind, which is going to feed my soul, which kind of determines the course of my day. If I'm listening to music that doesn't uplift me or that doesn't charge me, then when I get hungry, instead of reaching for the apple and the salad, I'm driving to McDonald's, or I'm driving to get that, greasy chicken and fries from Churches or from Popeyes, because I didn't feed my mind anything that made my mind tell my body, this is what you need right now, or this is what you want right now. And we so often think that, music is just music. Oh, it's just background noise, or I listen for the beat. I'm not listening to the words, and not realizing that the words in those songs are seeping into your brain. They are seeping into your psyche, and it controls a lot more than people realize. So when you're listening to music that doesn't uplift you on your way to work, when you get to work, you got an attitude. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. What you mad for? Why are you ready for war and ready to combat anybody who says anything that you may perceive as negative, or confrontational, when it's really not, but because your mind is already in a heightened state of, you know, low frequency music, then those things that people say to you or do to you are going to trigger you in ways that they shouldn't, or ways that they normally wouldn't, because you started your day off all wrong.
Hmm. Yeah, that's
So I mean,
something I'm definitely thinking. That's something to definitely think about. Like you said, and that Saul Williams thing is actually an interview from the Breakfast Club, and he was saying
okay.
that we don't we like you said, not only what you eat in your mouth, but the things you watch and view, the things that you study, that gets deep into your psyche. He was like, one of the problems that he saw with music is that, like, say, for example, this isn't his words, but just thinking about what he was saying is that every song on the radio sounds like the same song. And he did say this: how come you don't know about Rachmaninoff and other classic musicians? And he named a list of people that you probably never even heard of, never thought
Hmm.
about listening to, because we're listening to that same one song all day long. We
Hmm.
don't even. And another thing that I noticed that, like, I've seen a lot of interviews with like mumble rappers, and their music listening only goes back to when maybe they were an adolescent. Stuff that they might have listened to that was on the radio when they were like teenagers. They
Right.
don't go back any further. Like somebody
No.
like Saul or somebody like me or somebody like you, we're listening to stuff that was made 50, 60, 70 years before we were born, sometimes 100 years before we were born. So we have more of a versatile palette. And also, the further you go back, when you go back to jazz or you go back to classical music, we've known that science has already said what those type of musics do to your brain and your brain development. Then,
Hmm.
especially if you're introduced to classical music and jazz music as a child.
Hmm.
We all heard the term algorithm now because of computers. Jazz and classical music is the algorithm of their times. I know Coltrane was deep into physics, as a hobby. If you just thought about, like, some of us play video games, you're like, I'm gonna go do some math, I'm gonna go look at some stars and calculate we sometimes I think computers have made us real lazy. Something to think about.
Hmm.
But anyway, so my point was that because he was into physics as a hobby, he incorporated that into his music. And when you talk about music, to Saul's point, is that because we aren't doing enough mental strengthening, it is
Hmm.
starting to dumb down society. So I think you were right when you
Yes.
said maybe we should detoxify from some of the music. Even if not saying don't stop listening to music, period, because music is essential.
Yes,
Sound
I
is
have to have
essential as
music.
well. Yeah, yeah. So maybe instead of putting on the mumble guy, throw on some Bach, Travasky, throw on some Miles, throw on some Coltrane, Gene and Doug, Carnes. You know what I mean? Change it up. Detox from behaviors that I know you got to be able to sell sometimes that that's not beneficial. Because I see so many people, especially people that talk about they do self care and stuff, talk about, but my ratchetness, luxury. I forget how they phrase it, but I indulge in ratchetness. Occasion I don't indulge in ratchetness anytime.
I don't
I
either.
don't think it's cool. I don't think it's cool. It's not
No.
funny. I don't watch real, real house woman of anything because it's stupid. And I can't dumb myself down. That's not self care. That's self destruction because that gets into your psyche. And then you forget that you're watching, and your kid comes in, your kid starts watching it, and then it starts getting into their psyche even at a young age. And then
Hmm.
it messes up their development as they get older. So, yo, I'm going on a rant here. Let's get into the self-care assignment for this week. Find a detox that is right for you, whether it be detoxing from social media, detoxing from processed food, detoxing from negative people. Find a detox that fits you. Now let's get into my favorite part of the show. Brain science, science, science.
All right, so we've been talking about detoxing from many things and many different ways, and we've given you really simple steps you can take to detoxify if this is new to you. So I'm gonna tell you how to detox your brain. Yes, your brain. How do you do a mental detox? Here's how to detox your brain according to the latest research regarding mental health. First and foremost, we've talked about it before. Get enough sleep. Getting enough sleep each night is one of the best ways to support your brain's natural detoxification process. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on the weekends and your days off. This will help regulate your circadian rhythm, which controls your energy, motivation, appetite, and more. Sleep in a very dark and cool room if possible. Try white noise to help drown out disturbances. Turn off your phone at least 30 to 40 minutes before bedtime to give your eyes time to recoup from the blue light from your phone.
Hold on, pause right there. Say
Eat
that
and
again. You broke up. You broke up. Pause. Say that last part again.
Oh, turn off your phone 30 to 40 minutes before bedtime to give your
Mhm.
eyes time to recoup from the blue light that comes from your phone.
Dope.
Number two, eat an anti inflammatory diet. Due to the gut brain connection, your diet plays a pivotal role in managing your cognitive health. Gut related and intestinal problems such as leaky gut syndrome can increase inflammation, which can alter how well your organs work, including your brain, and can contribute to issues such as depression, fatigue, anxiety, and lack of concentration and focus. So, eat some of these brain foods: leafy green, beets, broccoli, bell peppers, carrots. Fruits and veggies are both high in bioflavonoids, carotenes, polyphenols, thiols, anthocyanins, and other vitamins and minerals that help fight free radical disease.
Mm.
Fresh herbs and spices. Try to stay away from the processed herbs and spices that you find, on the spice rack in the store. Go for the whole bay leaves instead of crushed bay leaves, because sometimes during the process, the minerals are lost during
Mhm.
processing. So you want to get as close to the real natural thing as possible.
Word.
Exercise. I know this is a hard one for a lot of people. But there's lots of evidence that suggests exercise may increase lymphatic activity and also improve brain plasticity, which plays a role in learning and memory. Additionally, exercise can help you cope with stress, sleep more deeply, and have more energy in general. Most adults should aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate exercise each week, which can be divided into shorter sessions and high intensity workouts. And yes, for those in the back, sex does count as exercise.
Sweet. Now, how many
Just
minutes did you say? You said 20 to 30?
150 minutes a week.
Oh, 150 minutes a week. Okay. So break that down.
Yes. So
150 divided by, yeah, you could do that. That's about 20, 30 minutes a day. Go ahead.
yeah, you can do that. This is one that you mentioned: intermittent fasting. Fasting seems to help protect the brain against neurological diseases by influencing certain proteins involved in brain aging and by decreasing oxidative stress and inflammation. I like that. Intermittent fasting. Minimize your toxin exposure. While avoiding all chemicals and toxins may not be realistic, try to reduce your exposure as much as you can by avoiding smoking, drug use, and unnecessary medications. Cut back on exposure to contaminants by choosing natural or organic beauty and household products and buying organic food whenever possible. This limits the amount of pesticides, herbicides, and other chemicals that you ingest. Consider supplements. You can support your body's natural ability to detox by taking certain herbs, supplements, and vitamins that help nourish your liver, kidneys, gut, and brain. There
Hmm.
may, when starting a new detox, there may be some side effects. So, you may experience headache, fatigue, poor sleep, frequent urination, loss of stool, frequent urination. These will go away within 1 to 2 weeks. However, if they worsen or persist, it's a good idea to scale back on your detox and speak with the doctor. You should also seek your doctor's advice before beginning a brain detox or a cleanse if you have any existing health issues such as liver or kidney disease, diabetes, or Alzheimer's disease. Word up.
Word up. So, yo, that's our show for this week. You can find us wherever you find your favorite podcasts. It's your boy Picket Fence.
I'm your girl, Lady Bounce.
And we out of here. Peace.
Peace.